Hi everyone, I hope you're well and safe. Miss you all lots, can't wait to see you. I'm just going to read the first part of Miss Palaver's Theatrical Theatrics, a short story by David Walliams. Hope you enjoy. Miss Palaver could turn anything into a drama. The smallest thing would make her launch into the most over-the-top performance. It could be a plastic bag caught up a tree. Oh, whoa, poor bag of plastic. Come down from atop your lonely branch, she would wail. A teacher sneezing in assembly. A tissue! Get thee to the nearest apothecary. At once, ye may only have moments to live. Miss Palaver liked using language from the time of William Shakespeare, the famous playwright who died over 400 years ago. A piece of chewing gum stuck to her shoe. Oh, woe! Oh, twice woe! I am stucketh to the spot. I will be entombed here for eternity. A wasp trapped in a classroom. Out! Out! Oh, stingy foe, thou art not welcome in my classroom ever. Do not forceth me to fetcheth the spray canister of certain waspish doom. A bird plop landing on the headmistress's car. Splut! Oh, bird of foulness, why have thou smited the headmistress's vehicle so with your sloppy, ploppy poop? A girl with a shoelace undone stoppeth at onceth and doeth your shoelaceth uppeth. Please, please, please do not thanketh me, even though I hath saved your life. A book being overdue at the library. Oh book, oh book, oh pretty book, flieth back to the library on the wings of a dove. We need thee safely returned. A shortage of baked beans in the school cafeteria. I weep for me. I weep for the children. I weep for baked bean lovers of the world. We must have beans. Beans and more beans. Or we may as well rolleth into a ditch and die. 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 In case you hadn't already guessed, this particular world's worst teacher taught drama. Miss Palaver's appearance was, in a word, theatrical. The teacher dressed as if she had travelled in time from hundreds of years ago. She wore a long, scarlet velvet cape which billowed on windy days. On the cape was pinned an antique gold brooch with the symbol of drama, the twin masks of comedy and tragedy. Underneath the cape, Miss Palaver wore antique blouses with ruffled collars and cuffs, and tweed skirts that went all the way down to her ankles. Her shoes were heeled lace-up boots, which were last popular in Victorian times. She wore half-moon spectacles on a chain around her neck. No one had ever witnessed her bring them up to her eyes, so they may have just been part of her costume. Miss Palaver taught at Lady Ostentatious' school for posh girls, a posher school you could not find. It was even posher than Lord Posh's school for poshos, where you had to be a member of the royal family to attend. The school was set in a grand stately home, hundreds of years old. There were marble statues on the lawn, chandeliers hanging from the ceiling, and gold-framed oil paintings adorning the walls. All the pieces of furniture, even the girls' desks and chairs, were priceless antiques. Miss Palaver thought of the school as the most perfect place for her. She loved the grandness, the history and the snobbery of it. She had taught there for decades. Try as they might, they could not get rid of her. Over the years, Palaver had directed some memorable school productions, and memorable is a kind way of describing them. Torturous is more accurate. First was her famous, or infamous, Miss Palaver's Complete History of the World. It was a performance that lasted 17 hours with no interval. The proud parents in the audience slept in shifts, waking each other up when one of their daughters had a line in the play. If anyone tried to pop to use the toilet, Miss Palaver blocked their path with a staff. Ye shall not pass, or ye shall miss a good bit. Musicals were Miss Palaver's greatest love. She wrote one about her goldfish, who she called William Shakespeare. The drama teacher cast the head girl as the fish. She was given a snorkel and flippers. A giant glass bowl was built, filled with water, and she was dropped into it. Splosh! Sadly, none of the songs from Goldfish, the musical, could actually be heard, as they were all sung underwater. Blub, 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 blub. We could forget the self-penned play of her own life, Miss Palaver, the tears and laughter of a legend. All those who had the misfortune of seeing this one, woman show, tried to forget it, but sadly it was seared into their memories forever. Miss Palaver played herself, of course, from birth to present day. She was, according to the script, the most beloved teacher who ever walked the earth. A wordless one-woman ballet amoeba in which Miss Palaver dressed up as the smallest creature on earth and pranced around the stage for 4 hours was considered to be her absolute worst. The school magazine, The Ostentation, gave it the poorest review in the history of theatre. It simply read, poo. Amoebas are made of just a single cell. In Biscuit Assortment, the opera, a dozen different biscuits came alive, stepped out of the tin and began singing in Italian. The opera was the show Palaver considered to be her absolute masterpiece. Pink wafer, chocolate finger, ginger nut, bourbon, jammy dodger and custard cream were all at war as to who was the ruler of the magical kingdom of Biscuit Tin Land. It was even worse than it sounds, and I know it sounds horrific. The most terrible thing that could ever happen to you if you were a pupil at Lady Ostentatious's School for Posh Girls was to be cast in one of Miss Palaver's productions. As it was a boarding school, it was impossible to escape being in one. Each term, Miss Palaver posted a list of who was playing who on the notice board. The girls all called it the list of doom. There was no saying no. Any girl who did was expelled on the spot and forced to go to a less posh school, thereby bringing shame upon her family forever. Rehearsals for a Palaver production would go on for months, sometimes even years, often through the night. Worst of all, Miss Palaver would scream at you if you forgot a line or moved to the wrong spot on stage. Knoweth, you are ruining it. Now do it again, and again, and again, and again until you get it right. The poor girls would burst into tears. Boo-hoo-hoo. Not that the teacher cared. All she cared about was her precious play, and she demanded nothing short of perfection. I am now going to hand over to Miss Graham to finish this short story. Thank you, guys.